Hello, this is OverlordBou, and we're back with another information video with SAT score. And today we'll be going over the top 9 coal ships you can currently get in 2022. Now we do have two honorable mentions, so before we go into the top 9, we are going to go over the two honorable mentions. We're just going to go over right to the coal section real quick. So the first honorable mention is going to be the Sherman. It is a very good tier 9 DD, but it's very expensive with the inflated coal costs due to the fact it was originally a steel ship. So for that regard, it's a little bit too expensive. It's still recommended for tier 9 CB seasons. The other honorable mention is going to be the Charleston. The Charleston is a great ship for steel climbing at lower tiers and is also minimum investment needed. Now, let's start off with the top 9. So the first in the top 9 is going to be the Anshan. The Anshan is a tier 6 Pan-Asian DD. It costs 40,000 coal. It is very familiar to the Fusion and the Genovini. It carries standard smoke in 8-kilometer torpedoes. Camo earns additional free XP, unlike most other camos. So it's a very nice ship for trying to grind the scenarios, pretty much for Killer Whale. If you're trying to do scenarios, Killer Whale's pretty much the really good one for that one. It's pretty much easy to moderate difficulty, so it is above average in randoms, and it is okay for tier 6 and 7 ranked. The next on the top 9 recommended list is going to be the Tulsa. The Tulsa is a tier 9 US cruiser. It costs 228,000 coal. It's pretty much a mini Des Moines with a high fire rate, excellent concealment, but short gun range. Has a 9-kilometer radar. Also a fragile hull. It is hard to use, but very rewarding. Above average in randoms, okay in tier 9 and 10 ranked. Next up on our list is going to be the Agile. The Agile is a tier 6 French DD. Costs 49,500 coal. It's a gunboat DD placed similar to the Russian DDs, not the French, since it does have a smoke. It is simple to use, has very effective guns. It is good in randoms. It's also okay in tier 6 through 7 ranked. It's also usable in scenarios, but still inferior to cruisers. The next on our list is going to be the Maxembolin, or everyone just knows it as the Embolin. The Embolin is a tier 10 German CV. It costs 264,000 coal. It is a versatile CV with powerful HE skip bombers and torpedoes. It is easy to use, hard to master with her skip bombers though. It is very good in randoms, very good in ranked. It's a meta CV when allowed in CB seasons, assuming the Harkuri and FD are banned, which normally the Harkuri and FDR are always banned in clan battles. In the next top 9 list is going to be the Salem. The Salem is the tier 10 US cruiser. It costs 240,000 coal. Has high DPM close range cruiser with a super heal. It's very similar to the Des Moines, having inferior radar in exchange for a powerful super heal. It's powerful but hard to use due to the long range meta that's currently ongoing right now and somewhat fragile hull. It is excellent in randoms, though it can be map dependent. It's very good in ranked, good in the lower leagues of clan battles, but not seen in Typhoon or Hurricane, at least on NA anyway. The next on the list is going to be the Mosfet. The Mosfet is the tier 10 Russian cruiser. Costs 244,000 coal. It's a heavily armored cruiser with railgun shells and 12-kilometer radar. It does have very poor handling, does retain high top speed. It's durable when angled properly, but has an extremely vulnerable broadside, which is easily citadelable if you show too much, so you definitely want to be careful of that. It is somewhat easy to use, but unforgiving if played incorrectly. It is good in randoms, good in ranked, and viable for clan battles. The next on the list is going to be the Sherman. You aren't able to see it here currently. It is a tier 10 USDD, costs 232,000 coal. Smoke gunboat DD with SAP. It's very sluggish handling, torpedoes, have limited use. It's somewhat easy to play. If you play it like a Friesland or a Groningen, if he knows what those are, you'll be able to play this ship pretty much very similar to those, and you'll perform just as well as you do in those. It is very good in randoms. It's not too good in tier 9 or 10 ranked, but and it also has a very small niche in clan battles. Now, we have our final 2 entries in the top 9, and the next one is going to be the Kearsarge. The Kearsarge is the tier 9 US BB hybrid. It costs 228,000 coal, has a high alpha strike BB with versatile rocket planes. Its offset buys the slow gun reloads and the huge superstructure. It is very good in randoms. It's viable in tier 9 and 10 ranked, potentially dominating in tier 9 CBs. It is fairly difficult to use properly, but with the right amount of skill, you're able to carry matches with this particular BB. Now for the final entry for the coal ships is going to be the Marseille. The Marseille is the tier 10 French DD, costs 236,000 coal. Extremely fast gunboat, damage farmer, similar playstyle to the Russian DDs and Club Air. It's very good in randoms, above average in ranked, and good in CBs. It's somewhat hard to use due to the slow shells. With that top 9 in the honorable mentions, do you think there's anything else we should add SAT score?
Nope. I think that looks pretty good. Most of the ships in the top 9 are the high tier ships. So like tier 9, the tier 9s are very good for credit farming, and then the tier 10s just have really good performance and or very good for clan battles. But I think we covered them all.
Now, with the addition of the Kaba and the Kearsarge into the coal, where would you put these in the list? Would you recommend the Kearsarge or the Kaba at all as a coal ships at all?
I cannot recommend the Kearsarge as a coal ship. Her very limited firing angles on her turrets. She doesn't have very good accuracy, and pretty much she gets targeted by everyone because for large superstructure.
Mm-hmm.
So she's surprisingly easy to kill for her defenses. So I would not recommend Kearsarge. Kaba is better. She's a Russian gunboat. I would consider her better than the current Delny, but I would recommend the Marceau over the Club Air. I would recommend Marceau over the Khabarovsk.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your input today, brother. I do greatly appreciate it. If you guys have any questions or concerns, definitely leave them down in the comments down below. But this is OverlordBou and SAT Score, and we'll talk to y'all later.